Well, hey folks, this is John with Ozarks Backroads with you. We're back in my favorite place today, out in the middle of nowhere in the Ozarks. We're on our KLX, our Kawasaki KLX300 back here. We're kind of on an exploration trip today. I'm in central Douglas County, which is in south central Missouri, not too far north of the Missouri-Arkansas border. And I'm in a section of ground here. It's not government woods, it's mostly just farmland, but there are some creeks that run through, a couple of creeks that run through this section. Never been in here before, so we're gonna take some dirt roads and some farm roads and see if there's anything to be discovered. So stick around, we'll jump on the big KLX back here and see what we can find. So we've got our Kawasaki, our KLX300 with us today. Got some gear on it, mostly just camera gear here for making videos. But I got some water and stuff, some tubes and tools. So I got about everything I need. If something happens, I should be able to get myself out of trouble. Let's see if we can get loaded up here. This is Cowskin Creek, I believe, name of this creek. What it said on the sign up on the highway anyhow. Got a little water in it. We're in the height of dry season right now, so the creeks and rivers are pretty dry. Not a lot of water. Looks like it's a pretty creek though, even with the low water. It's like the bridge is broken up a little there. The old bridge. There we go. So the KLX, we had it out and did the South Dakota BDRX on it earlier this season. That's the new BDR, the BDRX there in South Dakota. This little creek's dry. It hadn't had enough rain to keep it going, man. It's full of gravel. Look how deep that gravel is. It must be 8 or 10 feet deep right there, maybe more. The main channel's over there, it looks like. A lot of gravel in that hole. Oh, we got a nice bridge. New looking bridge right here. I wonder if the old one, they may have had a washout at some point. Little bit of water there in the creek, but not much. It's probably all under all that gravel. This is another creek that runs into that first creek we looked at. It's actually moving a little bit of water. There's a hole with a swing. Not deep enough today though. Be jumping in there. A little cool today too. Neat. Man, that gravel. There is a lot of gravel in that creek. I ought to just call that Gravel Creek. It's got way more gravel than it does water. This is not a place to have any kind of an incident. There's even a little bit of a guardrail somebody's put up. County might have done that. That is a cool shop building there. It's got three doors. Get a lot of motorcycles in that for sure. I bet he's got some. Across the creek again. Look at that old culvert. You can see the end of it there. It's got the hot rivets. Thing was riveted together back in the day. It's an old one. Nothing modern about that piece of pipe. I'm going to take a look at that real quick. I'm just curious to see how old that might be. This is an old tank, some sort of an old tank. This is really thick, this metal on this. And it's got these hot rivets, and there was something they've cut off with a torch right here. Cut the end of it out. The other end of it is mostly cut out. There's still, look at all these rivets in here. This is cool. We got a log that's washed in here, and here's something that was in the old tank. I wonder if this might have been, this could have been part of a train, a steam engine. It's about the right diameter. And then the end of it, they didn't get the whole end of it cut out on that side. Whatever it was, it's been repurposed and made a culvert out of it. And the old metal back in the day, they had some really good, it just doesn't rust. A lot of the old metal stuff, bridges and stuff back in the day, late 1800s, that metal doesn't rust like it does nowadays. I don't know what the deal is, but they didn't have any problem with rusty stuff. Ooh. They poured a little concrete over this end of it. I don't know what that was. It was a tank or a vessel. If it was an old steam locomotive, a boiler where the boiler tubes and all went through, I don't know. It's a culvert now. A lot of gravel and rocks, and mostly gravel. Well, I'm glad I stopped. Had a look at that old tank that's a culvert now. But that sure looks like the right size for an old steam engine, train, locomotive, boiler tank. But maybe not. Could have been some industrial something or another from back in the day. Gonna have to put a new set of tires on the KLX one of these days, probably over the winter. Kind of thinking of going with trying a set of those Tusk Waypoint adventure tires or dual sport tires. They're just, the D Sport that I've got on the back is really good traction wise, and it did wonderful on that BDRX out in South Dakota, but it's not very good on the highway at all. And I think the Waypoint is just a little bit more highway focused and a little less dirt focused. It's still a full-on knobby, but the knobs are a little closer together. On the rear tire at least, the knobs are a little closer together, so it should do better on the highway. It probably won't be quite as good in the gravel, but another crossing of some sort. Thought that dog was going to eat me up. Boy, he looked like he was after me, and he didn't say a word. You just never know about dogs. So CF Moto has finally released their Ibex 450 in the United States, or the 450 MT, what it's called everywhere else. I would like to get a look at one of those, sit on it. All right, we got a little pavement here. Got another road here. This is pretty deep gravel right here. The little fence though has had a failure. The fence is fine, it's just the bank. The bank that it was driven into is gone. Must have had some water coming down through here. Another dry hole full of gravel. All kinds of gravel. They're a dairy farmer. They got their Mid-America Dairy Farmer sign out there by their mailbox. That's so the milk truck will know. The milk truck will know where your farm's at. He can find you. Come haul your milk to the creamery for you. For a nominal fee, of course. Little pool there, and that's about it. The rest of it looks kind of dry. Oh, looky here, we got a goat farm going on. Little goats. I always wondered how they got this web wire fence. It's not very tall. You wouldn't think you could keep a goat in with that. Those things can climb and jump, and maybe they just figure out they're supposed to be in there and they don't come out. There are people that grow or raise goats to sell for food, for eating. I don't know anybody that's ever eaten goat around here. I don't know about that. Who's eating the goats? Goat meat, but apparently somebody does. This is kind of rough right here. This little crossing looks like it washes out on occasion. Well, this is the more modern bridge with a bona fide tin culvert there, a galvanized culvert. No locomotive boilers here. Uh-oh, killer dog. He talked a big talk. This is a little bit bigger creek here. I don't know what it is. Oh, this looks a little rough. No problem. Ah, here are some wild wolves. Some timber wolves right here. Hello. Hello. All right. We survived a wolf attack. Little bit of water. We got two creeks coming together right here. Yep, I'm in the way. Hi. Big pile of concrete with a tin culvert in it. And a hole with some fish in it. Those fish in that hole there, they're really hoping it rains before long. Oh. Anytime you're on a road where the grass is growing up in the middle of it, you are definitely on the right road. We are doing good today. Famous last words before tragedy struck. And that is some deep sand. There goes another deer. And another deer. I think we're at Deer Central here. A little bit of water right here. Who'd have thought? Oh, I'll guarantee you that that is some mossy slick crap right there. I got half of mine to go through these leaves. Yeah, it might have been better. Boy, I don't know about this cow. It wants to be in front of me. Got a spring coming across the road right here. A little bit of water coming out of it. They've stacked big rocks up there to get up on the bridge. Not much water moving. It's after dinner time. I don't believe I'm going to run across a cafe or any place to eat while I'm out here. It doesn't look like it to me. What do we got on this pole? We got a woolly booger tied up to that telephone pole right there. They caught one and tied it up. Another dry creek. We haven't seen hardly any water today. This would be quite a ride normally with all the creeks. Oh, wow! Looks like the gravel about overtook the place. Got weeds growing out in the middle of the creek. That's never a good sign. Wow, we can just drive right out in that creek. This is probably a pretty good hole of water normally when there's actually water in the creek. It'd probably make a pretty decent swimming hole. We're gonna cross it again. A little bit of water in this one. What's going on? What's the situation here? We're not supposed to be having water in the creeks this time of year. Well, folks, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, taking a ride in Douglas County, Missouri. Didn't see any log buildings, any log barns or anything, or log cabins, but had a pretty good day. Wasn't much water in the creeks. I knew there wouldn't be. It's dry season here. I appreciate you all hanging with me. I invite you all to come back and see me. We'll go somewhere and do something. Till I catch up with you again, you all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.